And now at the end of the brim, just a couple of stitches left before I will start the charted section. So this is now nice and long and can be folded for extra thickness. And I will show you this cast on edge. Here's the beginning of the round, and it's nice and even. There's no step that often comes when you have a slip knot, and it's nice and stretchy. So I will continue until the end of the repeat section, the last few stitches here, and then I will remove the beginning of round marker for a while and change to the larger needles. So here we go with the beginning of the charted section, and I will knit the stitches on the bigger set of needles. Here we go. And then the next few stitches purl and then knit again and purl until I have knitted all the stitches of this part, and then I will remove the smaller needles and replace the beginning of the round marker and continue only with these larger ones. I'm now almost at the end of the round. Few more stitches left. Just quickly knit and purl through them, and then I will start showing you how I do the left and right twists that are the base for the honeycomb stitch, and also how I knit cables without the cable needle. So now I'm at the end of the round and I can remove the smaller needles and also replace the beginning of the round marker. So the first 16 stitches here are the honeycomb, and then we have some cables after that. And the honeycomb starts with a right twist, so I will knit the second, not the first, but the second stitch on my needle, and then back to the first stitch, and then drop both of them off the needle. For the left twist, I will first knit from the back loop the second stitch on my left needle, and then the first stitch through the front loop and drop both of them off the needles. So right twist through the second stitch, and then the first stitch and back loop of the second stitch and front loop of the first stitch. Again, front loop of the second stitch, front loop of the first stitch, back loop and front loop. One more time. I will just loosen it up so it's easier to pick up. Here we go. And then back loop and front loop. So we have these nice twists. Then the next stitch is a purl one, purl it, and then over these next 4 stitches I will do a right cable. So I will pick all the 4 stitches on my right needle, and then from the back pick up the first 2 stitches, and with my thumb I will hold all the stitches back and then insert the needle in these 2 and put them back on the working needle. Just knit through them. So this is how I do cables without cable needle. So you can see the cable starting to form here. The next one will be 1/2. So for three stitches, a right leaning cable, I will pick up all these 3 stitches on my right needle, and again from the back pull the needle through, hold this stitch with my thumb so it doesn't fall, pick it up, put it back, and then knit all the 3 stitches. Next, the left leaning cables. This is again 1/2 cables, so all these 3 stitches. This time I will pick up this 1 stitch from the front, pull the needle, and then pick up the stitches from the back and knit. Pull 1, and this is 2/2 left cable coming next. I will pick up all the 4 stitches and again go from the front, pull the needle through, hold these stitches here at the back, pick them up, bring to the front of the cable needle, and then knit everything. So here we have a right leaning cable, a right leaning, left leaning, and left leaning. So we are back at the honeycomb, which was first a right twist, and then from the back and front, front and front, back and front. Again, second stitch, first stitch, from the back, second stitch, first, again, front, front, back and front. So here we are, 4 sets of honeycomb, purl 1, and then again 2/2 right cable, pick everything on my right needle, go from the back, insert the needle through the first 2 stitches, then pick up these, bring the front and knit. Purl 1, 1/2 right cable, pick up, knit it, knit these 2, knit 1, then the left leaning 1/2, pick up, pick from the back, bring the front, knit everything, purl 1, 2/2, bring the front and knit. Here we go, and purl. So this is how it looks now. So this is now 1 pattern repeat, and you can start how the cable pattern is starting to form. And here we go with the second repeat. So it's first they go outward and then inward, and here again outward and inward. So it's the right twist from the front, and then from the back again, from the front and then from the back. And there's the honeycomb pattern with the little circles inward and outward. Then we had the cable part, and you can see here the right cable, so it was 2 by 2, and I will take all the 4 stitches, go from the back. As you can see, the first 2 stitches go from the back, and then the last 2 stitches come from the front. So I will pick them up from the back, slide the needle off, pick these, bring them to the front, and then knit just like before. So now we have 2 cable crossings, and with this one over 2, so I bring everything to the front, then go from the back, and as you can see, this 1 stitch traveling from the front, so I will pick it up, bring it over and knit the middle stitch, and then this 1 stitch is traveling from the front to the left, so I will pick it from the front, slide the needle off, pick the stitches, bring them to the needle, and then knit everything. So I have here this traveling over the 2 stitches to the right, and this one traveling over the 2 stitches to the left, and again a left cable, so I will pick everything on my right needle, and as these are coming on the front and the second 2 from the back, so the first 2 on the front, and then knit everything and pull one. So the cable is starting to form. It gets easier the more you knit, as you can start seeing how the pattern forms, so you don't have to look at the chart all the time. It becomes quite intuitive to know which way we are going and how many stitches. This is now ready for the crown shaping. So I have done the ribbing and the main part of the hat, all the repeats. Here we go. And I will first start decreasing in this honeycomb area, and then later on add decreases with the cables. For the first part, the cables are left without decreases, and we will continue them as they are. And the decreases come here at the beginning of the honeycomb section, so that they will imitate the flow of the right and left twists. So here's the first decrease. It's an SSK, so slip slip knit, and it's left leaning decrease, so it will look nice and continue with the shape. And we will do the twists until we have 2 more stitches left of the honeycomb, and then we will do another decrease at the end. So here we go, 2 more left, and knit 2 together, so it's a right leaning one, and it will continue the flow of stitches, and no decreases over here at the cable section. They will come later, so we will just knit and pull through them as we have done earlier. Here we go, a couple of more left, pearl and knit. And the same here, I will slip, slip, and then knit these two stitches together and continue with the twists. You can see. I have now reached the end of the hat, or almost the end of the hat. There are a couple of more decreases left to be done, but as you can see, this ring of stitches is starting to become too small for my needles, so I would have to stretch it a lot for the needles to reach all the way through. One thing you can do here is to change to double pointed needles, but I like to use magic loop, and I will show you how I do it. First of all, I'm removing the marker, and then I'm finding the midpoint of the stitches and just pulling the loop through, and I'm putting half of the stitches on this working needle and then dropping the rest here behind on this circular loop. And I will be working the first half of the stitches, the half that I have on my needles, and here I'm doing a central decrease, central double decrease, so I'm slipping these stitches as if I'm knitting them together, and then knit this third stitch and pull these through. Again, knit these two together and knit, pull, and here's another central double decrease, so slip two as if to knit them together, knit one and pull these two over, pull, knit two and pull one. So I'm now at the end of the first half, so I'm just turning the work and pushing this needle on the second set of stitches and pulling the back needle back to the front. So the stitches I just worked are now here on the cable. And the same thing here, knit two together, pull, knit, central double decrease, so slipping two together. Here we go. Knit, pull, knit together. This is the last repeat. Here we go. Central double decrease, pull, knit two, and I'm at the end of the round. I have a couple of more rounds left, and then I will show you how to do the finishing. So this is almost ready now. Now I have done all the decreases, so I will just cut the working yarn, leaving a tail so that I can weave it nicely in, and put this on a needle. And then just put all these stitches on the needle and pull the yarn through, and the same thing for the other side. Push the needle through all these stitches, remove the needle and pull it snugly through. Then we will weave the yarn on the inside. So here we go. And you can see the first decreases start over here, but they flow nicely with the honeycomb. And then here we have the cable decreases later on. And the central double decrease is over here, and it makes a nice pointy texture. Okay, so now I have shown you all the techniques you need for this hat, but if you still have some questions, please feel free to ask me. I will try my best to answer all your questions. And some of you might wonder why I'm showing you almost the whole pattern, but that's because the original honey hat is still available for free on Ravelry, and you can download it. It's pretty much the same as this hat, but without the sizes and without this longer brim. The original honey hat had just a simple one by one or knit one per one ribbing, and then a border of pearl stitches before the main cable section. But for this one I have added 2 by 2 and 1 by 1 ribbing that alternate, and it probably shows best on this lighter hat. I have tried to make the ribbing flow more nicely. Okay, Marlon is here saying hi to everyone. So I wanted the ribbing to flow nicely into the cables, and I hope I have achieved it. So this is Marlon, and I think he's trying to tell me it's time for me to give him some attention instead of just filming myself. So this is my time to say bye to you.